Hey everyone, it's Justin. Thank you for watching and welcome to my house. It's time for another ServiceNow Store highlights video, version 100623. That's right, October 6, 2023. Let's see what we've got going on in this episode. It's another moderately sized episode post Vancouver release. You can see that right beside my head. We have 84 new or updated applications. Let's take a look at that by category so we can see how that shook out for this week. 4 compatibility updates, 14 fixes, 27 highlights, 24 minor updates, 9 new releases, and 6 release notes fails. I'll make a comment on the highlights and minor updates section. You're going to see a lot of artificial intelligence or generative AI updates from the ServiceNow team. It looks like all this promised stuff we were going to get around summarization and analysis and code suggestions, stuff like that, came out on the 29th, which was last Friday. Let's take a look at the episode and dive into those details. We'll start with compatibilities. We had 4 of them this week, and I can't pronounce that first word. A UVic incident management integration, that's a guess. CSM and FSM configurable workspace integrations, CSM configurable workspace lookup and verify, and data content manager all had compatibility updates to Vancouver. There were 14 fixes. We'll scroll through them here. Cook down SCOM connector, global link connect, interaction management for service operations workspace. The Microsoft Azure Active Directory spoke, the Exchange Online spoke, Notify UI components for configurable workspaces, Recorded Future for security incident response and threat intelligence, Screen Meet, Service Graph Connector for Tenable for assets, Tenable for ITSM, Tenable.ot for vulnerability response, and the 2 left there, Tenable Connector and UpGuard Cyber Risk, all had some minor updates, right? These are fixes, minor fixes, some small things going on to fix some functionality. So those are the fixes. Now for the minor updates, we'll just swing through those real quick. Advanced recommendation action or recommended actions for ITSM, Blameless, CMDB integration, collaboration services for service operations workspace, CSM and FSM configurable workspace foundation, Incident Management for Service Operations Workspace, Interceptor UI for Service Operations Workspace, Kiva Service Integration Hub for Red Hat OpenShift, Metrics and CI Actions Framework, Microsoft Endpoint Configuration Manager for Investigation, On-Call Scheduling for Service Operations Workspace, Problem Management for Service Operations Workspace, Quick Links component for Service Operations Workspace, and Record Page for Service Operations Workspace, Recorded Future Security Operations Foundation Framework, Remedial Actions Framework, Request Management for Service Operations Workspace, Service Graph Connector for Kong, Service Level Management Experience for Workspace, and Service Operations Workspace Admin Center. My goodness, that was a mouthful. Those were the minor updates for this week's episode, and we unfortunately had 6 release notes fails. Let's take a look at those. Agent Client Collector for Investigation, Investigation Framework, Office Templater, Own Connect, ShipEase Core, and Vonage Contact Center. These were release note fails. They either had no release notes, the same release notes as the past release notes, or just no information about what got updated. They were updated, the version number changed on these, but there are no details for me to share with you, and therefore they are a release notes fails. So that brings us to our last 2 categories. We're going to knock out the new releases. First on our list of new releases is going to be, like I said, AI is the story here. Chat summarization for virtual agent. Accelerate agent chat ramp-up time with Now Assist chat summarization. Key features, virtual agent handoff summary, chat wrap-up summary, and chat wrap-up short description. You've probably seen these in the ServiceNow demos. No screenshots for this one. We'll move on to our next one, FlyForm GDS Toolkit, modernized public service for efficient, enhanced citizen-first experiences. Key features, functional features, create and publish citizen services at speed, modular interface for easy scalability and modern experience, transform existing ServiceNow service requests into GDS-aligned citizen-facing services, digitalize application and request forms. On the technical side, industry standard web components built on GDS recommended CSS and HTML, aligns with GDS best practices for HTML, CSS, and accessibility, and enables GDPR, CE Plus compliance, and WCAG 2.1 AA accessibility. And this one, there is a video. I'm not going to play the video in this video, but if you want to check that out, go take a look at FlyForm GDS Toolkit. Back to the AI conversation. Next is Now Assist Admin Console. Use the Now Assist admin console to activate, manage, and monitor the Now Assist applications. Key features: it has overview, features, platform, settings sections to separate the tasks you can perform. It includes helpful responses like links to more in-depth information and FAQs, where you can activate plugins including the Now Assist panel and view account information, turn on skills for workflow capabilities such as Chat Assist or Incident Assist, and view summary information about your Now Assist apps and skills on a dashboard, access plugins, and address important issues. No screenshots on this one. We'll move on to the next one, which is going to be Now Assist for Platform app that delivers generative AI functionality. Key features: case summarization, chat summarization, resolution notes generation, and generative Q&A search. A little bit more than what I've seen on some of the demos for that one. No screenshots on that one either. Next up, Service Graph Connector for Active Directory. This is an innovation lab offering, meaning not supported in production, but it is in your sub-production and developer portal instances. Frictionless integration for Microsoft Active Directory. Asset visibility. Key features: automatically collect and map your hardware data from Microsoft Active Directory to your ServiceNow CMDB. No screenshots on that one, so we move on to the next one, which is going to be another Service Graph Connector for Rapid7, also an Innovation Lab offering, not supported in production. Frictionless integration for Rapid7 asset visibility. Automatically collect and map hardware data from Rapid7 to your ServiceNow CMDB. No screenshots on this one either, so we move on to Thirdera Clarity. That's something new. Automated order management. Eliminate lengthy, complex, and manual order fulfillment for technology industries and service providers. Automate and simplify the intake, validation, and enrichment of the complicated orders/services. Let's look at those key features on the functional side. Seamless integration between order management, configuration, and hardware. One unified data model. Automated order placement with original equipment manufacturer or OEM vendors. On the technical side, utilization of Service Bridge. State-of-the-art full lifecycle order management automation, scalable service and product model, and integration with financial management system. Let's see, do we have any screenshots? No screenshots on this one. We're on a record. No screenshots, but that's what's new from Thirdera. Next is also from Thirdera. Thirdera Elevate UX, unlock a transformative user experience. Functional features: reduce cost by self-help, improved efficiency and productivity, decrease cost to both IT and HR. Technical side: enhanced self-serve capabilities. Enhanced self-serve capacities, personalized experiences, targeted communications, content publishing, user experience analytics, and a localization framework. Let's take a look at their screenshots. First up is a video. Next is a very nice picture of an astronaut with a logo on their backpack walking in the middle of something, maybe a wormhole. I don't know. I don't know what they're trying to convey here. Okay, now we got something. Here is the UX page showing topics recommended for you, personalized banner with search, my active items, and quick tasks. Not seeing much different here, but that's from Employee Center. Here's page 3, problem and solution. So they're showing on the left-hand side what I was just saying. There's the ServiceNow service portal, and they're showing their solution there. That basically looks like... So this is not Employee Center. This is the older portal experience, and this looks a lot like Employee Center, just different colors, but the arrangement is pretty much the same. It has the menu up top, the banner, and my items, and stuff to recommend. So interesting. So there's that. Back to that video, and that's what's new from Thirdera LLC. And our last new release in the episode is going to be vulnerability response integration with Ordr. See, know, and secure every connected asset. Let's take a look at key features on this one. Looks like it's going to be a mouthful, so I'll try to summarize. Import vulnerabilities and associate them to medical, IoT, IOMT, and OT devices. Import vulnerabilities from sources like FDA recall and ICS advisories. Track and remediate Ordr vulnerabilities. Easily get up and running in minutes. Filter the vulnerability import by severity, device categories, and vulnerable categories. Configure the vulnerability import to run after the Service Graph Connector import. Enable or disable creation of unmatched CIs. Optionally, push vulnerability state information from ServiceNow to Ordr. Optionally, automatically close detections that are stale and have not been seen in a configured number of days, and it's designed with ServiceNow best practices using the ServiceNow Vulnerability Integration Framework. This one does also have a video and some screenshots. Let's take a look. There's guided setup for the Ordr VR guided setup. Here is another picture of guided setup groups. Here is the picture of the connection you're going to make to Ordr using the connection manager. And here is the third-party vulnerability list in ServiceNow. Here is the third-party vulnerability form FDA recall example. There's the ICSA example and a vulnerable items list. So vulnerable items in that one. Here's a vulnerable item form FDA recall example and an item form ICSA example. And a vulnerable item form NVD example, or National Vulnerability Database. And then back to our video. So a nice amount of screenshots there from the team at Ordr, and that concludes our new releases, which leaves us with just 27 updates, or 27 highlights. That's all, just 27 of them. Let's go see how fast we can get through them though. First on the list, Agent Workspace for HR Case Management, updated to version 2.2.3, and in this version, enable HR agents to generate the summary of a case through Now Assist for HRSD, generate the resolution notes of a case through Now Assist for HRSD, and append it in the activity stream, to get a conversation summary while case gets handed over from a virtual agent through Now Assist for HRSD, and to get a chat wrap-up summary of the whole conversation through Now Assist for HRSD. Next on our list of highlights, Best Practice Engine was updated to version number 5.3.48, and in this version they've added some new features down here: Teams Development Scanning, AEMC Integration, or App Engine Management Console, if you didn't know that acronym, new definitions, guided setup, WCAG updates, I think that's around accessibility, WCAG, exclude, I just don't know the acronym, exclude exception reasons from technical debt, and a scanned product field. Next on our list is going to be Cora, your future IT field support, updated to version 1.1.0, and their release notes are way down here. In 1.1.0, they added auto closure of ServiceNow tasks, added checking of Cora task status when ServiceNow tasks related to Cora are closed, added new flow actions for exchange tasks, get staffs, update staff, delete staff, create staff, batch, create staff, batch master. Added new UI section on model Cora, added bolded marking, added sending supporter information for client tasks, added selection of Cora based on user preferred Cora and widgets, as well as automatic selection of Cora if only one is available, change text for client task, change condition of UI action, create Cora client task, and create Cora support task. Fix clearing of asset field when switching from one Cora to another in widgets, fix pagination bug on API calls with long answers, and validated compatibility for Tokyo and Utah releases of ServiceNow. Good detailed release notes from the team at Cora. Next up is the CSM configurable workspace, updated to version 23.4.5, and back on our AI bandwagon. In this release, they have introduced chat summarization, case summarization, Now Assist for search, Now Assist, and Now Assist admin. Next up is going to be Designer. Designer was updated to version number 5.7.0, and in this one they have some new features. I'm going to do the headers here. Global setting and force shape of styles, load dependencies, show all unique relationships, like auto checkout functionality, deleting connectors with shapes, and they had some bug fixes as well, adding links in SharePoint integration, relationship definition, load dependencies related list, hierarchy map, dark theme support, and performance enhancement. I want to give a quick shout out to the team that did these release notes. Very thorough, very well documented. I love it, I love it, I love it. I need to hand out an award for good release notes. Thank you guys, the team at I do this every time, InSpy GmbH, I can't pronounce it, but you guys did a great job. Next up is going to be Entrust Certificate Manager, updated to version 2.6.0, and in this version it is compatible with Vancouver, approver user role modified to a scoped role, rejected certificate stage set to completed, PKI certificates mapping fixed, CMDB certificate table mapping fixed, and on initialization PKI certs are deleted and synced again. Next up, Environmental Health and Safety Incident and Investigation was updated version 7.2.1, and in this one they've introduced new in the Security Workspace Incident Center, new incident closure validation, new injury report export, new embedded release spills playbook experience related to EHS incidents, new embedded vehicle damage playbook experience, new embedded property damage playbook experience, ability to initiate root cause analysis, support for investigations related to EHS incidents, support for Serenity AI, and on the security side of things, they've deactivated duplicate, create, read, write, delete ACLs for the following tables: SSH release, property damage, and vehicle damage. That's what I was reading right there. Property damage, release, and vehicle damage all had some deactivated, duplicated ACLs. So again, very good release notes. Thank you to the team at Serenity EHS. Next on our list is Flexera 1. Flexera 1 was updated to version 1.1.310, and in this one, I had to do a little bit of like kind of looking back and forth. Let me make sure I get this right. Supports, yeah, there's going to be some repeat from the last version here. What they've done is they're kind of like re-summarizing what this thing does in here. But let's take a look at the high-level pieces here. So, new in this app, business service mapping supports automated business service mapping, formerly risk networks, Delta data loads, scheduled imports and exports from IT visibility, enhanced logging, and integration hub support and out-of-the-box ServiceNow focused. Next on our list of highlights is Generative AI Controller, back again from ServiceNow, updated to version 3.0.1, and they've introduced new support for Azure mid-server connections and changed various changes to support Now Assist. Let's see what else we got. Inspection and audit management was updated to version number 7.2.1. This again is from the Serenity team. In the Serenity Workspace Inspection Center, they've corrected issues where missing required finding appeared in unexpected cases, corrected issue that enabled users to see the delete action, support for dark mode, support for Serenity AI, and then Inspection Console, limited support updates, require mandatory fields, enforce required fields, updated record watchers, prevent redirect from edit organization action, updated button proportions, converted console forms to SP form modals, added current future all filter actions, and additionally they've introduced some new email templates and email layouts, and default redirection to Serenity Workspace for non-admins when accessing inspection tasks via default URI. Great release notes. Next up, Ironstream mainframe discovery. Man, my brain just totally swapped those words in half with each other. They updated version 7.5.1, and in this version, they discovered IBM Z CPC machines, LPAR and Sysplex data to out-of-the-box CMDB locations, use of IRE in place of glide record to control insert versus update logic for data in and out of the box locations. IBM Z CPCs and LPARs can have different ServiceNow user IDs. Provision of a ServiceNow app-wide property to control the explicit setting of the associated company field for a domain-separated environment. And provision of a ServiceNow app-wide property to turn off the storing of legacy data. Alright, that was good. Next on our list, I didn't want to quit, Microsoft Azure OpenAI Generative AI Spoke, updated to version 3. In this one, they've introduced localization support for the Azure OpenAI Spoke. They've done some performance improvements, and they fixed installing the latest version actually installed an old version. I don't know why that's funny, but it's funny. They fixed it, so it's not happening anymore. I would have loved to have captured that. Alright, let's get into the thick of all the Now Assist stuff here. Now Assist for Code 25.0.10. Enable automatic code suggestions to get AI-generated code suggestions in script editors without manually triggering Now Assist for Code to generate them. And control when to track and indicate that code is AI-generated. Oh, I like that last one. Control when to track and indicate that code is AI-generated. Man, I'd love to see that. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to in our dev instances or our demo instances. Now Assist for Creator, updated to version 2.0.0, and they've introduced sign the now.assist.creator role to use generative AI skills for creators, enable automatic code suggestions to get the AI-generated code suggestions in script editors without manually triggering, just what we just read. Control when to track, just what we just read. Control when to track and indicate the code is AI-generated. Add Now Assist recommendations functionality to display a list of recommendations for the next step of a flow. Next up is Now Assist for CSM, updated version 2.0.2, and this brings us case summarization, chat summarization, Now Assist for Search and VA, Now Assist, and Now Assist Admin. Next up, Now Assist for HRSD, updated version 2.0.2, and they have a bunch of stuff. Chat summarization and chat short description generation, resolution notes generation, Now Assist panel with discoverable HR skills, Now Assist admin experience to turn on and off skills. They changed the case summarization UX improvements with a new summary widget on Workspace and UI 16. Fixed state-aware summaries, enforced model guardrails, and summarized UI action from top was removed. Next up, for Now Assist for ITSM, that was updated also to version 2.0.2, and ITSM got chat summarization for an interaction, incident summarization, resolution notes generation for an incident, and Now Assist panel for incident and interaction. To use the Now Assist for ITSM capabilities on Service Operations Workspace, upgrade or download to the Service Operations Workspace 3.1.0 version. All right, next up is going to be Now Assist for Search. That was updated to version number 2.0.1. Let's scroll down for those release notes down here. Employee Center support and improved answer formatting, preservation of links, and list formatting. All right, I think that does the Now Assist ones. We have one left for OpenAI Generative AI Spoke. That was updated to version 3.0.0, and they've introduced localization for the OpenAI Spoke and installed the latest version, actually installed an old version. That was a fix. That still makes me laugh. So it's happening on more than one thing. Okay, that's great. Portfolio Planning Core was updated to version 4.6.0. They've introduced a new field sentiment for feedback. 2 new widgets, overall sentiments and sentiments over time, have been introduced. They link feedback and product ideas to any entity, cases, incidents, etc., based on configuration, and they fixed the product ideas count issue. All right, we need to move to page 2 and towards the back half of our list of highlights. Next up is going to be SailPoint Identity IQ for Service Catalog v2, updated to version 3.0.0. Another great example of great release notes, and they've done a couple of things. Configuration of a comments field. Catalog page is fully keyboardable. What does that mean, keyboardable? With the new release, users can navigate and perform all operations on the catalog page using the keyboard. Standard keystrokes like Tab, Shift Tab, Enter, Spacebar, and Escape will help to navigate across various elements of the screen. Okay, cool. Configured approval workflows. IIQ auto approval flow. Okay. Updated the interaction section of an identity request, and sorting of access items are the new updates to SailPoint Identity Queue for Service Catalog v2. Back to Serenity, which was at the top of our list with their updates. Serenity Core was updated to version 7.2.1. And in here, they've got some updates to a new Investigation Center in Serenity Workspace. We just went through the Investigation Center app. The new Operational Risk Center in Serenity Workspace. I haven't seen that one. Let's take a look. Define reusable templates for operational risk assessment processes. Assign risk assessments to team members. They have an enhanced employee homepage, support assignments of investigations and risk assessment, support for dark mode, and support for Serenity AI corrective and preventative action recommendations on findings record. Additional subscription required. They've got some additional features. I'll let you read them there. Bug fixes and some security changes. So, man, this team at Serenity is like knocking it out of the park with the release notes. If you're not American and familiar with baseball, knocking out of the park is a home run. It's a good thing. So great job to the team at Serenity EHS. Next up on our list is going to be Service Operations Workspace ITSM applications, updated to 3.1.0. And back to AI mostly. Now Assist Summary, component for incident overview, incident resolve modal changes, fixed interaction performance issue of a slow load of an interaction record, and fixed issue with starting a conference call when the participant number is very large. Next up on the highlights, Service Operations Workspace ITSM Common was updated to version 3.1.1, and in here the SOW incident resolution modal changes and generate resolution notices using Now Assist for ITSM. Strategic Planning also was updated to version number 3.2.0, and in this one we see the sentiment stuff that we just saw in Strategic Planning. Not Strategic Planning, Portfolio Planning, so you got the overall sentiments and sentiments over time. Configurable pill filter introduced for feedback and product idea overview page. Link any entity to feedback and product idea to appear under the related items tab. The customer field has been added to the feedback details page. They've changed the filter icon was removed from the product idea and feedback widgets, supporting the pill filter for the top tags widgets on the feedback overview page. And they fixed product idea count issue, side panel component not configured, and unlinking product idea / epic, etc. was deleting. The planning item issue has been fixed. So lots of good updates on the Strategic Planning app. Next up, Task Intelligence for Customer Service was updated to version 23.3.1. They've introduced Task Intelligence Generation. I can't talk. They've introduced task intelligence generalization, support for email to interaction and interaction to case, interaction record categorization at chat wrap-up, and top 3 recommendations display in CSM configurable workspace. Last on our list, UXC, generative AI. What a great place to leave it. Updated version 1.0.22. And in this one, they've introduced record summarization, record resolution. They've changed configuration as read from admin config schema instead of system properties, and fixed various defect fixes for summarization and record resolution, supporting all those other Now Assist apps that we just read through. And that is our entire episode, everybody. Let's take a look at what just happened. 9 new releases, 27 highlights, 4 compatibility updates, 24 minor updates, 14 fixes, and 6 release notes fails. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please like, please subscribe, or share with somebody who you think might be interested in what got updated in the ServiceNow store. And until next time, don't forget to always be learning.